My skin was peeling, so it's not something that feels good. It's very uncomfortable, very discouraging, very threatening, life-threatening. Part 2. The first video was basically about home remedies to treat COVID-19 that could be of help, and this video, part 2, I'll be answering a couple of questions that I got on Instagram, mostly my WhatsApp. First of all, guys, like if someone has COVID, in my opinion, it's not the time to ask so many questions. You know what I mean? It's like someone is grieved and you are asking questions. How did he die? Will you be okay? Just give the comfort that someone needs. Don't ask too many questions, unless if the person voluntarily says, what do you want to know about it? I think that's the way to go. So many people ask me a lot of questions on my WhatsApp, and I thought I would answer them because lots of them are like information for us to learn from. And then I put it out on Instagram asking people to, if they had any questions, and surprisingly most of them didn't. They just wanted me to be okay. So I thought I learned a lesson from that, you know, like when someone is not okay, you would rather just save the questions and wish them well. You know, they'll eventually answer your questions when they're in a better place. So yeah, let's get right into the video. What drugs are you taking? So by this I mean the person was trying to find out what drugs I was taking. Well, like I said in my previous video, I don't want to mention what specific drug I was drinking, because then I feel like people would start buying that drug and start taking it to prevent themselves from getting the COVID, when in reality it was just given so that it helps with the process, but it was an antibiotic. And a couple of home remedies that I mentioned in my previous video, you can check it. Are you able to eat? So on my first 4 days, I wasn't able to eat like 3 meals a day. Guys, the noise in the background, pardon me please. I wasn't able to eat like 3 meals in a day. I probably would force myself to eat a meal, a salad and all that, but I had loss of appetite in the first 4 days of being in isolation. So yeah. Did you show any symptoms? Literally all the symptoms except diarrhea. So my skin was peeling off. I had constant headaches, migraine. I had a dry cough. I had flu, and the symptoms were changing with time. That's what I noticed. The symptoms were really changing with time. So I basically had most of the symptoms. I also had chest pains. There's one night I had, I think I was failing to breathe. Thank you, Zesco. I should complain. What happened was that night was, initially I would feel better the more I steam. If you watched my other video, I'll link it below. I was managing COVID at home. Initially, I would manage to sleep if I steamed often. That day, guys, hey, Zesco. Power went from like 5 p.m. till the next day, 12. And during that time, I didn't drink any water. I didn't steam like any warm water. By water, I mean any warm water, any warm fluids. Because usually I would wake up at 2 to drink something warm. I didn't do any of that. And the next day, this happened. Basically, that's what happened. Can you get the virus again? My friend asked me this question actually today. She was like, so does that mean that you don't need to get a vaccine because you've had the virus, you are free? No, I'm not free. It's like flu. Even if my flu ended today and I'm hanging out with someone who has flu, I can still get it. That's why they are working so hard to get a vaccine, so that once you get yourself vaccinated, then you don't get to have the virus again. Where do you think you conducted it from? Hey, this question. Everyone was literally asking me, you got it from the gym, you got it from here, where did you go? Blah, blah, blah. Someone is sick and you're asking this question, really? Well, to be honest, I don't know. Because First of all, I would say I'm using an iPhone X Max. So what that means is I can't scan my Face ID, if you know what I mean, with a mask. I have to take it off, scan. So it could be during that time that probably someone around me sneezes. It could be that time maybe I touch my nose. I don't know. It could even be that I got it from ShopRite. It could be that I got it from the gym, or I got it from work. Yeah, it could be that, because a couple of people tested positive from work, a couple of people tested positive from the gym, and a couple of people around me tested positive. So I honestly don't know. Just be careful, because it's a minute, it's instant. You won't even know, because this virus, it can only be seen in a microscope, because it's quite tiny. So I wouldn't say yes, it's there, it's coming to my nose. It's probably through money, the exchange of money, could be the exchange of anything. Someone had a cough. How come you got it? Because you are fit, you are clean. Guys, that's why there are precautions on how we can preserve it. It doesn't mean if I go to the gym, I can't get it. It's a virus, anyone can get it. I work out fine. Can't I get flu? Do you get my point? Like, anyone can get it. How long did you feel like this? What do you mean? Do you mean, yeah, someone asked this question. I think what they mean is, did I show symptoms before? Actually, I felt something was wrong with me within one day. So when I went to do the test, that was like, I felt sick on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I went to do the test. So somehow I thank my body, because I was able to see the symptoms early. Other people can't see the symptoms early. So I probably felt that within a day or two. What drug worked for you? Steaming worked, honestly, and everything else I did. I even actually shared a post on home remedies, and I've shared a video on home remedies. My Instagram is down below. I'll also link the post that I shared. That's what worked for me. What about your family? To be honest, I really got scared, and I just felt bad, like I have this thing, because we have an infant in the house. I wasn't really worried about my sisters. I was worried for the baby, because it's a child. My sister can fight for herself. She can try out these remedies, but what about the child? So that was my biggest worry, and now they are fine. Everybody's fine, and we really tried to protect the baby. How does it feel? Like hell? Okay, the true definition of how I would say I understood it was a virus, because it's different from just flu. Flu, okay, your nose you can control, you can spit, you can cough and all that. But in this one, I felt at some point like my throat was literally sucking out every water. Like I really felt dehydrated. So that's where I really felt like it's a virus. Like I said before, my skin was peeling, so it's not something that feels good. It's very uncomfortable, very discouraging, very threatening, life-threatening. Yeah. Number 11. How did you go to the hospital? I drove myself. That was a question, like, how did you go to the hospital? Or maybe the question should have been, what made you want to go to the hospital? That's because I thought it's just flu. And again, that's one thing that I want to encourage people. It's not just flu. Make sure you get checked. I went to the hospital because actually my friend constantly kept calling me. Like, let's just go. I called her and said, today I actually feel better. It's not just flu. Make sure you get yourself checked. So that's the reason that made me go to the hospital, was because I wasn't feeling well, and I talked to someone who advised me well and said, just get checked. So that's how I ended up going to the hospital. Are you in home isolation center or at home? I was at home the whole time. That question everybody was asking, but that's because I guess everyone was just worried. So I understand that question. This one. You have COVID. Does that mean your immune system is low? No. I just thank God, because I somehow feel that my body defended me. I'm constantly working out 6 times a week, eating healthy. So my body was able to identify something foreign quickly, first of all, and secondly, it helped me because I was able to fight for myself. I know people with critical conditions, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, at higher risk, or any liver problem at higher risk. So the fact that I've been taking care of myself was a plus for me, because my body was able to give back, you know. So that's why I'm an advocate, guys, for for health. Now I'm an advocate like serial killer. Yeah, so that really helped my immune system along the way. Like, my body was able to help me, you know, because I give it the best. In most cases, people don't want to spend on their diet or well-being, but guys, hospital is expensive. Like, I haven't been in a hospital in like 5 years, because the last time I was there, I had back allergy. I don't know. I don't know what I ate, and it only reacted on my back. That was strange. That was the last time I went to a hospital. That was in China. But here, like, I've never been to a hospital like I'm sick. I'm always going there for documentation. I need this done, so they need maybe a hospital report. That's the only reason. Sorry, my dad called in between. I should actually give a shout out to my dad, because he's constantly watching my. Someone like him can support me. I can make videos even if it's just for him, because my parents have done so much for me to be here. So plus him giving me this support, like, he literally calls me all the time. Yesterday he called me, no video today. I'm like, every Thursday. So it's good that I have number one fan and hero. Shout out to you, Dad. Thank you. The next question: when will you do your next test? Constantly, that was the question that everybody was asked. The symptoms progress as you go by, and there's one particular day I felt okay, guys. I'm not even. Have my second COVID test, because I feel a lot better. I look a lot better, and I'm just in a better place now. No, not like dead. I just feel like everyone who says, oh, you're in a better place, is like they're meaning death. No, I just mean, like, health wise, I'm feeling better. I don't have issues breathing. I just feel more confident. So I thought I would do a test, because I've been feeling like this for like 2 days. But everyone I'm calling is just telling me there are no tests equipment, they're not test equipments, they're out of test kits, blah blah blah. So I'm just staying hopeful till the end of the day. I'm back with an update. I just came back from the hospital, and I quickly took a shower, sanitized, and disinfected everything that I was wearing, just to make sure that I'm safe. Guys, this is really becoming frustrating and annoying, because I just don't know what's going on, you know. I don't want to feel all emotional, but then I was honestly hoping for the best today. I went to so actually, I think I mentioned earlier that I was trying to get a place where I could go get tested, to hospital just close to where I live. Then when I got there, they did the test. They did the swabbing, and then they told me the results had to be sent to Chongwe, and they would call to say, okay, you're sick or you're not. So they would give a feedback. You know what I mean? Like, they would give a feedback. Oh, I said, okay, cool, no problem. But then, coming to think of it, I was like, then he was like, I'm not so sure when they can come and get the sample. I said, what do you mean you're not so sure? I said, they may come tomorrow. Then I was like, if they may come tomorrow, then I have to get my results like 48 hours later. He was like, yes. They don't have rapid test either. So I was like, okay, fine. Then he suggested I go to their headquarters. Went there. When I got there as well, they did the test, but they were like, okay, the results will be out in 48 hours. And I'm like, okay, 48 hours. What can happen in 48 hours? What if the test is wrong and I'm fine in those 48 hours? It's still not accurate. You know what I mean? So it's like everywhere. I try to call my friend everywhere now. They don't have any rapid test or any test that can give you results within 1 day. So if you are sick, you go get tested and moving around, and that's how we are getting the virus. Like everyone probably who's sick gets tested and just like, okay, I need to do a certain errand before you even get the results, and no one is watching these people to make sure that they're indoors. Mine has been like 10 days already, and I went there, wanted to do the test so that I know if at all I can leave this room, because honestly I'm not enjoying this place as well. Like right now I just want to be around family, because it's like you're alone, you're just thinking alone, they have to bring the food for you at the door. Anyway, I'm just so frustrated. I'm really just so frustrated because I swabbed even twice. One nose. It's went to hospital A, where they told me they would do the test, but I only get the results a week later. So my question with them was, what if in that week it still shows I'm positive when initially I'm negative? And they told me, no, okay, then go to this hospital, they have rapid tests. So I went there, and hospital B didn't have the tests. They had a 24-hour or 48-hour test, something like that, which needed to go to the lab. So I said, okay, fine, I can do the test. Actually, hospital A, I had done the swab already, and then they referred me to hospital B during the same day. I think that's the post I made about, oh, there are no rapid tests, the whole Lusaka, come on guys, and stuff like that. So hospital B, I went there and they did the swab, but they told me the results will be out in 48 or 24 hours, I've forgotten, but they would call me if the results were ready. They don't call me, it means I'm negative. Guess what? They called me 3 days later to tell me, actually I found a missed call. They called me like 2 times. No, what happened was there's a lady who called me, oh, do you work for blah 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 company? We got your results, someone will call you to talk to you, we thought you work with us, so we wanted to caution everybody. I said, no, I don't work with you, I work with another company. The person didn't call me the whole day. Later in the evening, I think around 6 p.m, I found missed calls because I think I was sleeping, so I left my phone. I found missed calls, and this person sends me a message, COVID tests, call back. And I called, and you know what he told me? I said, I'm calling because you sent me a message, COVID results and all that. And initially you said you would only call back if I'm sick. And this guy says, oh yeah, yes, let me call you back. Until today, he's never called. So if I wanted, I would just freely move, because nobody gave me any information. Yet I still isolated myself, knowing that the fact they called me, that means I'm still positive. So yeah, I isolated myself till like weeks after. Good morning guys, I hope you are doing fine. This is me going for a test, staying positive, good results. We are COVID free. The joy in this, you have no idea. I'm like done with hospitals. I'm not coming back here. For real. Not coming down here. And it was negative. Are you working out from home? I only worked out once, I think twice. The first time I wasn't feeling well. The second time I felt a lot better, and now I'm back to home workouts. I hopefully will get back in the gym. I'm just taking precautions and also reading about how I can work out without getting sick and stuff like that. And also I'm trying to arrange my schedule, because I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks. So if I'm going back, I have to go light and all that, well prepared. So I'm taking my time on that. Probably will do that next month, hopefully, fingers crossed. How are you suppressing it? Make sure you watch my video, description down below, on home remedies. That's how I did it. How much is the test? Everybody's literally asking this. The test is free. The COVID test is free, except for private hospitals, I think, which are charging for rapid test. But the government hospitals, Levy, ZAF, UTH, Clinics, every COVID test is free. Did you have high temperature? Yeah, someone asked this question, which I think is very good, because I didn't have any high temperature. So even the day I went to get tested, I was telling myself I'm okay, because then I'm not, like, I don't have high temperature. So the fact that they are putting up digital thermometers, let's say ShopRite, and they check your temperature and they find the temperature is okay and you're allowed to go in, that's not accurate in my opinion, because my temperature wasn't high yet I was sick. What was your worst experience? Seeing my skin peel. I think my skin is just recovering, if you can see. Let's see. I don't know. My skin peel, not able to breathe. There's one night I was just solo. Chest pains, like something is sucking water on my throat. That was just the worst for me. Why do you think people are dying of it? To be honest, it's just God's grace that others are able to live and others are able to die. But at the end of the day, this virus can kill. It can work out on your mind. It can really work on your mind to discourage you, and you just die out of depression and fear. So if you are someone fighting with this, just keep your faith up. If you fear it's possible you can die, or even if you have complications, guys, just pray about it. To be honest, like, one of the things that I'm just grateful for is faith. The fact that I was able to fight through this and just be positive about it. It's just faith. People dying, others are surviving. And I must mention, what frightened me the most was the day I went for the first test. The guy helped me find out all the drug and stuff like that. I couldn't put it in my video because that's like hospital policy stuff. Who helped me around getting drugs and all that, actually passed away. So that really scared me. That really put fear in me, like, if he's died, what about me? He's a medical person, he knows the medication, and my friend told me he's quite fit and I'm fit, so I was going to die. Yeah, so it's really just discouraged me and I got more scared. But then at the end of the day, I was like, girl, your name is Mwansa Faith Chambalile. You are going to fight this. You were born to encourage, to motivate, and to stay fit. How do you steam? Home remedy video, make sure you watch that. That's very helpful. But basically, you can steam with just water. You can steam with deep heat and eucalyptus oil or eucalyptus leaves. Make sure you cover yourself with a blanket. China your chest. Massage it, your nose area. Keep yourself more warm as well. There's even a time I literally got a pot, a brazier in my room, and I just covered the blanket. I was like, tonight, COVID must go. Fire! How do you manage the virus? So, basically, keep your thoughts filled with faith. Keep your space constantly clean. Steam as often as possible. Meditate as often as possible. Keep your vitamins, a healthy and wonderful diet. And I must testify, actually, a week before I tested for COVID, I actually made a post on my Instagram saying we're going to be doing the Daniel fast, and lots of people signed up for the class. And my worry after I tested positive was, am I really going to do it? And I told myself, you know what, actually this virus would be suppressed more if my immune system was stronger, and it's recommended that you eat lots of fruits and vegetables. So 1 week into the vegan diet, the Daniel fast, and I was feeling a lot better. I was in a better space because during that fast, I'm constantly praying, listening to videos on YouTube, preachings, motivations, planning my year and all that. That really healed me. So the Daniel fast for me was the point that I just saw God's healing hand. I'm not exaggerating this, but in that fast, I was able to work. Yes, so basically for me, what officially just healed me internally, externally, and mentally. Internally, externally, and mentally. I like that. Internally, externally, and mentally was the Daniel fast. I'll be sharing about that particular fast in a couple of days. But basically it was just a vegan fast. I'll link it below, my Instagram post about what the Daniel fast is and everything. But for me, that was the final healing moment. And second week into it, I went to the hospital and tested negative. I'm just grateful to God. I'm grateful for the friends that constantly prayed for me, were with me during this time, the lovely messages. I honestly got a lot of love from Instagram. Like, I was like, so you guys really pay attention to me? Like, a lot of people were texting me, yeah, God Smasher, come on, come on. And I was like, yay, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for just joining my body goal with me, you know. Like, let's do this, guys. We are Go Smashers. Honestly, after this year, I want to take an extra step in taking care of myself, lessen processed food, the drinks, the stuff like that. I'm not saying I want to go vegan. No, I love meat, you know, I love meat, but I just want to incorporate that into my diet. So yeah, basically these are all the questions, and I hope I've answered most of them. If you have more questions, please, yeah, you know, guys, let's start talking. Make sure you ask the questions, make sure you give some feedback, you know. It's just a nice way of communicating, you know what I mean? It's like me just talking about the whole time. I expect you to respond down here. So yeah, I'll try to answer most of your questions, like give some feedback about if I hope this video was very useful for you. I really appreciate. Until my next video, make sure you subscribe, like and share. See you.